Welcome to Where There's a Will.
There's a play.
My name's Ian, your mid-complexity casual gamer.
I'm Stacey. I am your non-gamer gamer.
And we are here today with our latest initial impressions. We've been trying to get a lot of games off of our shelf of opportunity, and that is a game from Grandpa Beck's called Toil and Troubles. Toil and Troubles is a set collection, push your luck game set in a magical world where you're trying to collect talismans, and then there are some mystical or magical magician cards or something I think they're called that that kind of can help you or hurt others. So let's get to the initial impressions.
So, let's check out the rule book. The rule book, with all of the Grandpa Beck's games that we played so far, basically you unbox the box, you've got the rule book, and you've got the cards. The rule book is straightforward. Talks about the overview, what comes in the box, the gameplay, the setup, how to take turns. Explains everything in detail, explains all the different cards, the enchantment, forest placement rules, what all of the different cards mean, their aspects, and basically it boils down to
Pretty clear.
yeah, it's pretty clear. Talks about the magicians completing your collection in your card collecting portion, and then how to end the game. So it goes right through everything, right to the end for the scoring. So scoring is easy. I can even do it with my math
yeah.
skills. So
Yeah, I will say this is the third game in a row that we learned directly from the rule book. In today's day and age, it is really easy just to pop on videos of how to play and playthroughs to see how games, and that's how I've been learning games for a couple years now since we got in the hobby. So this is 3 games in a row that we're like, you know what, let's kind of go old school, I guess you can say, and just read the rule books and just learn them. And so with Grandpa Beck's, it's pretty easy, pretty straightforward.
yeah, I feel that if you watch the video, sometimes there's something that you could miss easily, or that they may not explain that is in the rule book, or something cute that's in the rule book that they don't explain on the video.
Yeah.
So it's still good to go through the rule book, I feel, and still learn the game that way. So
All right, and that was the rule book. Next up is setup. And the setup for this game is really simple. Let me show you how you can set this up.
ooh, this
See the
looks hard.
box?
This looks hard.
Take the cards out and you put them on the pile. You don't even deal any
Put 'em on
cards
the
out.
table.
You put them on the tile, on the table. Just a big pile of cards. That's it. You just put them on the table,
Pretty complicated.
and that's your setup. There is no dealing of cards. There's no putting anything out to start the game. The game, the game is really quick. The setup, put it away or put the pile of cards down.
2 seconds.
That is it. You get them out of the card. You get them out of the box. That is your setup.
You didn't open the box. You just
oh right. Yeah.
So
you got to open. That's probably the hardest. And then you take the rule book off of the cards. But yeah, the setup, you just set the cards down.
Pretty complicated.
Pretty simple, straightforward there. All right, now on to the components are next, and this one's also going to be pretty quick. So the components, these are components, just a deck of cards. Okay, they're like all Grandpa Beck's games. They're pretty good quality cards. I'd say they're pretty close to a standard deck of cards. So pretty good quality there. Cards, they shouldn't wear and tear with 2 people. And so, yeah.
Not much to say about
your components is a deck of cards. So that one's really quick. Now moving on to artwork. And I know Stacey's going to want to talk about that one first.
Okay, I like the artwork. I think they're pretty stinking cute. You've got your whoever drew these. I just love them. I think they are absolutely adorable. You've got your different what are these called? The animal ones.
Those are the talismans. So there's 5 talismans. You've got frogs, crows, mushrooms. What are the other ones?
And
here, hand me the rule book.
The
flowers, and crystals.
Flowers.
And crystals, and then the crystals are the 5 different talismans. So that's your set collection. You'll notice they all have numbers. They all have colors. We'll get into that during the gameplay part of it. But yeah, so that's your set collection part. Like I said, we'll talk about that a little more in the gameplay part of it. And then you have your master magicians, which are your special abilities, your vanish, your summon, your poison, and your cloak. I know there's a
Here's a
poison.
globe.
I know there was a. Oh, and here's the poison. The creepy old lady.
Yeah, but she's still cute.
Okay, so yeah, the artwork on this, I just love the.
I like
I
it.
love the pictures. They're all the same picture on each one, but I like that. I don't like that you have like different. In something this simple, I'm not. I don't need
No.
a bunch of different flowers, a bunch
So
of different crystals, a
all of
bunch
your
of.
fives are going to be the same picture but different
Yep,
colors.
and we'll get
And
into
we'll
the
get into
reasons for
that.
that and just. But yeah, the artwork, we really like it. It's it feels very mystical, and magical, just the way the way it's drawn and everything. So, um, I really like that. One thing about the cards is they do have these symbols on them. The different colors. There's 3 different colors. So each color has a different symbol on them to help in low lighting or for people who have some sort of
Vision
color blindness.
impairment.
Yeah, vision impairment with their color blindness and stuff. So you can see the symbols, and that is also on the magician cards. So you can see it down on the bottom, and that will help you if you can't see the colors. You can see the symbols.
Yeah, so all the moons are blue.
Yep, yep. The blue, yep. Blue
You
is
know.
moon. All right, and moving on to the gameplay next. So in the gameplay, you are whoever's turn it is. You are taking one card off the top of the deck. You're placing it in one of 3 rows in what is called the Enchanted Forest. The Enchanted Forest is kind of your shared tableau, and you're placing cards in it. There are some placement rules. You can't have the same color next to each other. You can only have one vanish, one summon, one poison in a single row. You can't have the same numbers next to each other. Numbers have to be placed in increasing order from left to right, but there can be those magician cards in between. The one card that does allow you to break those rules is the cloak card. So, this cloak card you can place over talismans, which allow you to break rules. So, if you had a 2, you could here, do we have another 2? Here, place it here. Do on this one. So if you had a 5 on the board, you could put it like this over the top of it, and you could then place another 5 next to it. I think that's the right way here.
Mm-hmm.
Increasing, yeah. And so you could place another 5 there, and then like your 4 could still go here.
So you have to play your card either to the left or to the right of the card that's already
Yep, of
down.
cards that are already down, and you'll have 3 rows of it. Like I said, you can't place I can't place this 3 and this 4 next to each other because they're the same color. But if I were to cloak this, I'm trying to make sure those are the right side up there. If I were to cloak this,
And
now it
you
doesn't
can
matter because this has
no
no color
value.
and no value and no talisman on it. The cloak can only go over talismans. Um, the magic magician cards, master magician cards, not magic magician. The master magician cards also are colored, so they follow the same color rule as the others. So you can see those. Yeah, I mean it's a pretty straightforward game, but it is push your luck because at any time, which we found out quite often, if you can't play a card, your turn's over. Um, you go until you want to pass, and when you pass, you collect an entire row of cards, everything that's in it. You get all the master magicians, you get all the talismans as you're trying to collect these different sets of talismans. But if you can't play a card, then your turn's over and you don't get anything. Um, I do like the one thing after you take your turn, the other person in a 2 player game, otherwise, everybody clockwise order gets to take one card off the end of one of the rows. So I do like that everybody kind of gets something. So yeah, I mean the gameplay was pretty simple and straightforward with that. Anything I missed?
I think you did well.
Okay, all right. Moving on to the scoring.
So with the scoring is what you want to do is you want to collect your cards from 1 to 5. Every time you have a collection, or you can collect 4 of one number. So once you collect either 1 through 5 or 4 of one number, you get to score off of that. So in Ian's example here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you will put that in your stack, take one card, turn it upside down, discard the rest of them, and that's worth 10 points
So you discard it so that it's just like this into your pile.
into your pile. And then you discard all of the other ones into the discard pile. And you're going to do the same thing if you have 4 1s, 4 2s, etc., etc. Take one, discard all of your cards except for one, put it face down. That's worth 10 cards as well. Once you're triggered the end of the game, so when there's no cards left at the end of the game, that triggers end of game. Nobody gets any other turns. Once you go to score everything, you have your cards. Let's pretend I've got all of these cards and then some facing in front of me.
There's the other way you can
Yep. So you could do it
collect your
this way
set.
as well.
4 of the same number. I do want to mention before we get to
Mhm.
scoring, the colors don't matter, so you can have more than one of the same color. The colors at this point don't matter. You can have this could all be red, and even with your if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they could all you could have more than one of a color because there's only 3 different colors.
Yep. So these were the discards, or I'm sorry, the collected ones that I turned over. These are each worth 10 points. So now I've got 40 points plus whatever was sitting in front of me. So let's pretend I had these ones still sitting in front of me that I was trying to build from 1 to 5. Those are each worth 1 point sitting in front of you. So you got 44 points total, and that's how you score it. Pretty simple. If you can count by tens and count by ones, you can score this game pretty easily,
Yep.
which I can do.
Yep. Yeah, so the scoring very easy. One thing I do want to backtrack just 1 minute to the gameplay, because I want to clarify that as you're placing these, you don't have to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5
Mm-mm.
in your pile. Like even if you have like these in there, like you can skip numbers. They just have to be from least to greatest, from left to
Ascending to
right. Yes,
descending.
ascending from left to
Yes.
right. But you can skip numbers. So like if you had a 2 and a 4 and stuff, the cloak in that is really nice because it allows you to cover some, so you might be able to get more of one color at a time. But yeah, the scoring this is really easy. When you get your collections, you place one of them face down, you discard the others. Each one of these is 10 points, like you said, and then 1 point for every um everything else. So yeah, pretty simple, straightforward. Moving on to our wrong button. Moving on to our final thoughts. Moving on to our final thoughts.
What do you think?
It's another hit. It's another hit. We've played 4 now. I think 4 Gambit Bex games now. Um,
Sure.
I think it's 4. I think it's our 4th one. Maybe it's our 5th.
I think it's our fifth. I don't know.
4th or 5th one. We like them all. They're a lot of fun for us. They're quick. We've been talking lately with a lot of these initial impressions about weeknight games. This easy is going to be a weeknight game with the setup being just set the cards out. It's like 15, 20 minutes. It's fun.
Total playtime.
Yeah, setup. Total play. Well, what was setup? It's 21 minutes. But yeah, no, it's fun. I do see it at 2 players being probably pretty swingy. Like I can see it being very. I'm and once we play it more, it may not be, but I can see like really high score, really low score, or big spreads throughout until we start playing because you really want to push your luck, but then you're like, oh, and if you have pushed your luck too much and you've set up this really nice row for someone, they can go in and swipe it away. Not only do they get a card, not only do they get a card at the end of your turn, but they can go and swipe that on their turn. They can place one card and then pass and get a whole bunch of stuff. So that happened a couple times with us.
Yeah.
What do you think about this one?
I like this game. I'm not usually like a fantasy fan,
Yeah.
but the theme of this, it doesn't matter what the theme is on this. I think if you would have used anything for a theme, I think the concept of it still would have won my heart. With the pressing your luck, with the you can sabotage somebody else by, playing a card where you can steal a card or make them discard a card. Um, and the press your luck aspect is something that I just recently learned I like.
Yeah.
With stop, Is it
Can't stop.
Can't Stop?
Emblem.
Oh, Flint.
You know,
Yes, I love that game.
she's can't yeah,
So I'm learning that.
push your luck is
Yeah, so I'm
kind of
learning that that's kind of my jam
one of
lately.
your that's gonna be one of your I think
So as I reach into my little bag of gamer, non-gamer, non-gamer.
non gamer.
Yep, that too. I'm kind of still learning what is my jam, and I've really found out that I like press your luck games. So, if whether you like the theme or not, it's still a fun game to play, and I think you should check it out.
I think the one theme with the I think the one thing that the theme really leads to is those master magicians though.
Mm-hmm.
I think that sort of thing because it's vanishing and poisoning and summoning and cloaking, like I'm not sure what you would do with a different theme with those four powers. You could probably figure it out, but those four powers that they give you really do lead to like a magician,
Mm-hmm.
fantasy
It goes
theme.
very well with the
Yeah, it
theme.
does. I really like the game as well. Like I mean, I think I said it was a lot. It's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's a quick game. It's a weeknight game. Um,
Easy to learn.
we are not cutthroat players. Like there's a lot of games we have that you can play very cutthroat at. And this one forces you to, but
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't feel like you're being
Mean.
like mean because you're like, okay, I'm just playing the ability. Like I have to, like I'm helping myself. I'm playing the ability, so it does not feel like it's a cutthroat mean game. It's just you're playing the magician card. You're playing the power that is granted to you. There's some other games like I know we play games like I'll say Azul, very nice. We
Mm-hmm.
play it as almost multiplayer solitaire because we just want to sit down and have fun with it. Like we don't go, oh yeah, I'm gonna make sure you get like 12 tiles. Or I play Cartographer solo a lot. I play on BGA multiplayer, and the thing I hate about most about cartographers is having to draw an ambush on somebody else's thing because I feel like if I don't do it to basically mess up their board, I'm not playing right, but it also feels really bad. It did not feel that aspect of this with like the vanish card. You announce a vanish, and if you're playing with more than two people, everybody has to if they've got one of those talismans in their hand, they have to vanish one. Um, or the summon, you just summon one card from someone. With us, it's just gonna be back and forth. Um, but it did not feel like it was
Mm-mm.
being mean. It felt more like it was just like, okay, I just
That's the
I
card
have
I
the
drew,
game.
so I have to do it.
Yeah, that's the card that was in the row. I have to do it. So it definitely, even though it kind of could be mean, and you could probably plan it so like, oh, I'm gonna get that and that and that. It just doesn't feel mean. The other thing I like about that is you can only have one of each of those in a row, so you can't like set yourself up and be like, oh, I'm gonna, put like four vanishes in a couple summons in this row, and then I'm gonna really screw someone up. You can't. You can have one vanish, one summon in a row. Um, but yeah, it didn't feel mean, and I could see something like that feeling mean to people.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
absolutely. I don't
but
like to play anything mean.
no,
So
we don't. That's not what we. That's not like what we do. That's kind of where the casual gamer part of me comes in. Is like I just like to sit down and play games.
I apologized when I had to vanish
Yeah,
this
we do.
card.
We're like, I'm sorry, but I just have to do it. That's kind of how we are with each other. So, anything else before we sign off here?
Um, no, I think it's just a fun game. I think people should, if you haven't played it, I think you should at least try it, check it out. Can you
Yeah.
play it solo? Is there a
No, it is
solo?
not a. There is no solo mode, and
Hmm.
I'm not even sure.
I don't
You
know how
you
you
could
would
you
do
could
that.
you could possibly
Just put
play
a
as a. You could do a dummy.
AI
You could do a dummy hand.
or
You could
dummy.
play. You could play two hands against each other.
Yeah.
Or something. Um, yeah. So if you've played this one, let us know what you think about it. Or other Grandpa Beck's games that you suggest. We
Mm.
do have the Bears and the Bees that we still have to play. Skull King and Gnoming Around and Cover Your Assets are some of our favorites as well. We have access to all those through my board game club at school, and so yeah, this is the fourth one. Bears and the Bees would be our fifth because those are the other
Um,
three we played. Um, or do you have any suggestions for any other push your luck games? Since it seems to be a style of game that we've discovered this year that we really like. It feels bad when you push your luck too far, but it feels really good when you push it just far enough and you do what
mm-hmm.
you want to do. So yeah, any other light to midweight push your luck games you think we might be interested in? Let us know. Anything else?
If you think we did something wrong, let us know. That's usually my good thing to say because I don't like telling people how to do things wrong or incorrectly. So
Yep.
if we screwed something up, let us know so we can correct it and start playing it correctly.
And
And
as always, if you like this video, hit that like button down below. And if you want to see more of our videos, hit that subscribe button up above. And if you want to see the rest of our initial impressions after our first play of games, you can follow that link. Once again, this is Ben, where there's the Wills.
there's a play.
My name's Ian.
I'm
And I'll see
Stacey
you next time.
at the table.
Or we'll see you next time.
At the table.
Yeah,
Go.
yeah, okay.